Hi everyone, it's Bron here, and this week it's all about intuition, your inner critic, and fear. Have you ever stopped and wondered why and take a close look at the choices that you make? Do you focus on the logic, the evidence, and what you see before you? Is that how you choose what you do? Or do you notice the little voice inside that instinctively, that gut feeling, you know that feeling you get, that instinctively that you get when something's about to happen? You know, as a nurse educator, I'm taught all about how this actually works with science, and it's based on evidence and logic, and there's a lot of stuff to back up what we know. The thing is, these two parts belong together. It's about the balance that you get between what you know with evidence, what you know to be true, and that little voice inside telling you it's just something that you might want to have to listen to. There are so many in our community who are absolute experts in this field, and that's not what I'm touching on today. What I'm talking about today is about the balance. It's the balance between the science and the evidence and that inner voice, that intuition, and sometimes that fear that comes up inside, and what to do about it when you're making a decision. Now let me tell you about a story. It's about me. It's about when I first started out with my business, and about not knowing what to do online and what to do with technology. And it was a really tough thing because I didn't know any about it. But the thing is, I wanted to build a business around me and my family, our boys, and about having a lifestyle business. My intuition at the time was telling me, give it a go, Bron, you can work it out, it's going to be okay. But then that gut instinct was saying, oh my goodness, Bron, really? What do you really think that you can pull that off? I had that inner critic yelling at me going, no, stop, Bron, don't do it. You're going to fail. You will fail because you don't know what you're doing in business. You don't know anything about it. How in the hell can you manage to pull off an online business? So that voice there was to keep me safe, and I get that now, but at the time I had two choices. I had intuition, and I had that voice, that inner critic, which was really a voice of fear. Now the first Bron, let's talk about two people. The first Bron, I had my heart was racing, my palms were sweating, I was paralyzed with the fear, and I had that voice yelling at me. And I listened to that voice and I did nothing. Or I could have been the second Bron, where I could have had the heart pounding, the palms were sweating, I was absolutely paralyzed with fear, but I listened to my intuition to say, give it a go, Bron. It's going to be worth the hassle and the pain and the heartache to build your business. So the lesson here is when you come up against a hurdle or an opportunity, let me tell you, an opportunity, even if you have no idea what's going on, you actually want to think about your intuition, that inner critic, and is it fear? So you want to listen to your intuition. You want to double check in, is it really the intuition or is it the fear? Because you know, the fear demon, it's pretty smart. It can pretend to be your intuition. So why don't you get a journal and start writing down what you're feeling, what you're telling yourself, and just check in to see, is it your inner critic, your fear, and make sure that you're not being easily fooled. Because if you're not getting the results that you want in your business, maybe you're listening to the wrong thing. So you can be two people. You can be the first person, the first Bron I was telling you about. I could be the second Bron, where the pain and the fear and that inner critic and the intuition were the same. I chose to be that second person, and it's up to you. In the meantime, have an awesome week. Bye for now.